In 130 games for Port Adelaide and North Melbourne, Daniel Motlop would regularly produce something wild.
Bounces in the pocket, one way, rolls it, goes it, goes it.
And these days he's serving up more of the same, only in a rather different environment.
To be at 30 years old and never have a job or never worked in a job, I had to find something to do.
The crowds are still cheering.
Something wild!
But for Motlop, running the native food company, Something Wild is serious business. Whether it's sourcing and selling native ingredients to elite Australian restaurants like Brave, Vudamonde and Arana, or catering for the curious central market customer.
Coming from a football world, and we're not chefs, you know, we're well, we might say hunters and gatherers, I suppose, but Aboriginal people, when they cook their stuff, most of it is just on coals, and it's amazing cooking like that. But then they go to one of these restaurants in these big towers and that, and eat this stuff where, you know, some of the best chefs cook it. It's pretty amazing.
Motlop's father, Eddie, brothers Shannon and Stephen, and former teammate Daniel Pearce also have an interest in Something Wild, which sources its foods from ancient Aboriginal lands across Australia, providing vital employment opportunities for Indigenous communities. There are your bush tucker staples like kangaroo, wild boar and buffalo, and the more exotic Kakadu plum, among the world's richest sources of vitamin C. And then there's Motlop's personal favourite, the magpie goose, which he used to hunt as a kid, and he says tastes like a cross between duck and deer.
This is the thing that probably most AFL players crave out of the Northern Territory, Andrew McLeod and your Cyril Riolis and all those sort of boys. So anyone who's from Darwin knows that magpie goose is pretty amazing, but it's also about the hunt, I suppose, of getting it. So you get out and obviously hunt these things and eat them, and it's a bit of a family ritual.
Green ants have long been used by Aboriginal people to treat colds by crushing them. Something Wild and Adelaide Hills Distillery have put them in a gin.
We made this green ant gin made out of coastal rosemary, finger limes, lemon myrtle, strawberry gum.
Passionate about ethical and sustainable methods and deeply proud of his heritage, Motlop's journey from footy star to foodie has only just begun.
The stories behind the Aboriginal side of it is important to us to be told, and it's the only way to sort of teach our culture, I suppose, through food.